The wolf and the 7 little goats. In the heart of a lush, green forest, lived a wolf who was always hungry. No matter how much he ate, he never seemed to feel full. Day and night, he wandered through the woods, endlessly chasing after food. But sometimes, he just couldn't catch what he truly desired. When hunger struck him too fiercely, he would return to his den and howl in frustration. Should I chew on stones to ease this hunger? Not far from him, the wolf's neighbor, the clever hyena, had mastered the art of trapping. He never needed to run or chase after his food. Instead, he would set traps and wait for his prey to fall into them. The wolf admired the hyena's cleverness but was never smart enough to set traps himself. One day, feeling particularly hungry, the wolf visited the hyena, hoping to join in his feast. But the hyena, just as sly and greedy as the wolf, welcomed him with a smile and said, "I'd love to share my meal with you, wolf brother, but first, I must eat. There's only enough for me," and sent him away. From that moment, the wolf became determined. He had to get smarter if he wanted to survive, or else he would starve. "I must learn to set traps, just like the hyena," he thought. Days passed, and the hungry wolf wandered the forest, searching for something to fill his belly. Eventually, he stumbled upon a small cottage hidden deep within the trees. Curiosity tugged at him as he approached the cottage, peeking through the trees to see who lived inside. Inside, he saw a mother goat and her 7 playful kids. One of the little goats jumped on the hay, 2 were playing with a ball, 2 others were swinging, and the remaining 2 were picking flowers. The mother goat was busy in the kitchen, baking a pie. The wolf's mouth watered at the sight. Here was a perfect meal, and he imagined feasting on the kids for an entire week. But just as he was about to pounce, he had an idea. "I could set a trap, just like the hyena," he thought, grinning to himself. That night, the wolf hid near the cottage, carefully planning his move. He stayed awake, watching and waiting for the perfect moment. The next morning, when the mother goat kissed her kids goodbye and prepared to leave for the market, she warned them, "Be careful, little ones. Do not open the door to anyone, especially the wolf." With that, she left, and the little goats went back to playing inside the cottage. As soon as the mother goat was out of sight, the wolf saw his chance. He quickly came up with a plan to disguise himself as the mother goat. If he could trick the kids into thinking he was their mother, they would open the door. The wolf found a dress hanging on the laundry line, slipped it on, and even used some carob pods to make his feet look like those of a goat. He laughed to himself, "If they open the door, there's no reason they won't think I'm their mother." The wolf then knocked on the cottage door. The little goats, hearing the knock, rushed to the door, excited to greet their mother. But one of the goats hesitated. "Who is it?" they called out. The wolf, remembering his plan, answered in a high-pitched voice, "It's me, your mother. Open the door." One of the kids was ready to open the door, but another noticed the wolf's black feet. "Wait," she cried. "Our mother has white feet, not black. You're not our mother." Realizing his plan was failing, the wolf ran to a bakery, poured flour on his feet to make them appear white, and quickly returned to the cottage. This time, when he knocked again, he spoke in a soft, gentle voice, "It's me, your mother. Open the door." This time, the little goats believed him. Seeing the white feet and hearing the soft voice, they opened the door. But as soon as the door swung open, the wolf pounced, and chaos erupted. The little goats screamed and scrambled to hide. One hid under the table, another in the bed, a third in the closet, a fourth in the stove, a fifth in the kitchen, a sixth behind the curtain, and the 7th hid inside the large wall clock. The clever wolf, quick as lightning, found and captured all the little goats one by one, except for the 7th one who remained hidden in the clock. Thinking he had gathered enough food for a long time, he shoved the goats into a sack and carried them away to his den. The hyena, seeing the wolf with his sack full of goats, was amazed. "How did you manage to catch them all?" he asked. The wolf, smirking, replied, "I used my brain and set a trap." And he laughed. But the wolf's triumph was short-lived. When the mother goat returned and found the door to her cottage open and everything in disarray, she knew something was wrong. She searched the cottage and, in despair, called out for her little goats. Then, from inside the wall clock, the seventh goat emerged, running to his mother and explaining everything that had happened. "Mom, the wolf took my siblings. I'm the only one who escaped." Determined to rescue her kids, the mother goat came up with a clever plan. She and her surviving kid made their way to the wolf's den. The hyena, seeing them, didn't warn the wolf because he knew one goat wouldn't be enough to fill him. The mother goat and her kid stood on opposite sides of the den, and as the wolf prepared to devour one of the kids, they cast a huge shadow on the ground, making it look like a giant bear had appeared. The wolf, terrified, believed the bear would eat him, and in a panic, he ran off, leaving the 6 captured kids behind. The wolf didn't even notice the mother goat and her kids standing at the entrance to the den. As he fled, he shouted, "Help! A bear is going to eat me." The hyena, watching from a distance, chuckled at the wolf's fear. When the mother goat and her kids returned to the cottage, they hugged each other tightly. They were safe once again. From that day forward, the wolf never returned to that forest. The mother goat and her 7 little kids lived happily and peacefully in their cozy cottage, forever free from the hungry wolf's plans. And so, the tale of the clever mother goat and her brave little ones came to an end, teaching us that with a little wit and bravery, we can overcome even the biggest of threats. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to support us by liking and subscribing to the channel. We love sharing these stories with you, and your interaction encourages us to create more exciting stories. Thank you for watching, and we hope you have a great time with new adventures coming soon. Your support means a lot to us.